Adam, the biggest news coming out of this week, obviously, the quarterback position here. Do you think the coaching staff made the right decision with Adrian Martinez?
I think they did. It was one of those. I actually did a show about a month and a half ago, and I predicted Adrian would win the job, and I think some people were a little surprised. But Scott has shown. I mean, Mackenzie Milton started not the game one, but part of the way through the season, he started as a true freshman. You look up in Minnesota, they're starting as two freshmen walk on, which makes you think, wow, either this kid really got overlooked recruiting, or Minnesota can't recruit. But as far as Adrian Martinez, yeah, I think they made the right decision. Not just I've heard that Jebby is probably going to transfer, so I'm sorry to hear that, but I wish him all the best.
Yeah, how difficult of a situation is that for Jebby? I know they've been talking all camp about how they've been really close throughout this entire process. So does he think that stings Adrian a little bit?
No, I mean, Adrian can't take that personally. I mean, Jebby he's already redshirted, so it's not like he can sit out a year. And even then, Adrian starting for 4 years, Jebby'd only be able to start for 1 year. You can't do that anyway. So in theory, if Adrian sees him out, which he has, then Jebby is going to sit behind him for 4 years. And Jebby is a really talented quarterback. Like, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to do some really good things. And I've seen some fans who are kind of like, oh, we're tucking his tail, taking his ball, and going, I'm like, really? Would you sit behind somebody for 4 years if you knew you were talented and listening at the same job? You got a guy a woman that's the same age, and they're getting paid more than you. You have no chance, barring injury probably, of overtaking them. What would you do? So it kind of stinks. I wish he would stay around. I don't know if he transfers now. If this becomes his year that he has to sit out. Otherwise, he should stay this year because you never know if an injury would happen. But if he doesn't take off, I understand.
Absolutely. A lot of talk today as well about just entering Memorial Stadium, a night game to open up the season, all that fun stuff. What do you remember as a player from those kind of atmospheres?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I hated night games because I hated staying around the hotel all day just waiting and waiting. But once you got there, night games were awesome. Let's be honest, people were, shall we say, hydrating most of the day, so they were plenty hydrated for the games at night with their colored water. And so people were a little extra crazy. The games were a little extra fun, usually a little bit extra hype for them.
What have you seen so far, just from listening, and I'm sure you've been able to watch a little bit of practice from those black shirts, and how much improvement do you think they're going to make this season?
I think they're going to be better. I think simply, number one, right off the bat, the scheme, and there's nothing wrong with Bob Diaco's scheme. That scheme has won Super Bowls with the Patriots. But it did not fit the individuals who were here, and Bob Diaco only had a year, so he didn't get to bring in his guys. But as far as the guys who are here, this is an aggressive, up-the-field, attacking 3-4 style of defense versus read and react, take on double team. You look at our defensive linemen, the Davis twins. You look at Deshaun Neal. You look at a lot of these guys. They are up-the-field attacking. So I think another thing that's going to make a big difference is the attitude is starting to change. They're starting to develop that black shirt attitude, that killer instinct. When you have guys like Jason Peter and Grant Wisham who are half the two-thirds crazy coming in like Grant Wisham full in for this talk to the team. That's how important it is to him. And that's going to resonate with these guys. When you have guys like that talking to the team and explaining what it means to be a black shirt. Last year there was clearly a lack of an understanding. When you hand out 16 black shirts, that means half of your second string has a black shirt. That's not the way it should be. All right? So we're not handing out participation trophies here. The attitude's going to be different. The scheme is going to fit them differently. They still got to tackle. They still got to be physical up front. And those are two things that they haven't been phenomenal at the past couple of years. So they still got to go step up the pass and play football. But I do expect them to be improved, if nothing else, than for those two reasons right there.
Adam, just with Scott being back and all that stuff, what do you think is a reasonable expectation for this team this season?
If we go 6-6 and we make the bowl game, to me that's a successful year one under Scott Frost. Just looking at win-losses, I want them to be competitive even if we lose. I want us to beat all the teams we're supposed to and things of that nature as well. But if we go 6-6, just looking at win-loss wise, and we this first year get to a bowl game, we can build on that going forward.
Has that been the most frustrating part as a player? Just sometimes they're just not competitive in these big time games.
Yes. I mean, I can elaborate till the cows come home. Turn on the TV, and it's a nationally televised game. It's the biggest stage, and you're playing on a prime time spot against the top team, and it goes the way it's gone way more often than it hasn't gone that way, that is frustrating, and that's where you want that pride to return. You want to feel like you want to win every game, all right? But you realize you're not going to. You want to feel like you are competitive, and even if you had a chance to win.
And you think Scott's gonna change that attitude?
I'm not going to say that they're going to go out there and if they lose every game by 1 point. I hope that they lose it by 1 point and the 17th overtime, although those would be really long games. But my point is, I think it's going to get back to being more that way a lot more frequently. To where, I don't even know what the total of Denver versus Ohio State the past couple of years. I figured up at 1 point. 62-3 and whatever it was last year, a lot to a little. That's the thing that was frustrating to me. And I remember at halftime it was 35-0, and I'm like, we have literally become the teams that we used to beat 35-0 at halftime. So I think Scott's going to absolutely change that in a couple, 3 years from now. When teams see Nebraska on the schedule, they're going to know, hey, they could very well beat us, and even if we beat them, it's going to be a dogfight.
Absolutely. All right, one last question for you, Adam. Have you had a chance to look at them at all and see what they can give what challenges they can present to the Huskers?
So I believe they did make the MAC championship game last year, and they kind of got whacked in it.
Mm-hmm.
For them, that's a pretty good year. So, I've won 3 non-conference games. This is probably I don't want to say the easiest one. I don't want to be disrespectful. It's the one we should most likely win for sure. Colorado is a little unpredictable. Like 2 years ago, they're in the Pac-12 championship game, a top 10 team. The last year, they're going to make a bowl game. And Troy is a team I actually believe will be our toughest non-conference game. They won 11 games a year ago, 10 games 2 years ago, beat LSU in Death Valley last season. So to me, this Akron game is the game we got to win, and I think the electricity is going to be through the roof.
Awesome. All righty, Adam. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.